अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा। Check, 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 check. मत ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿದ ಹಾಳಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದಲ್ವಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದೊಂದು ನೀರ್ ಬಾಟಲ್ ತೋರಿಸು, ಒಂದ್ ಎರಡೇ ತಗೊಂಬ ಅಲ್ಲಿದ. ನೀರ್ 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 ಸುಪ್ರಿಯ ಹೋಗಿದ್ರು ಎರಡೆರಡು. ಹಾ for me, which what I'm going to do in the next 30 or 40 minutes was something which I in my life. So I would like to thank Almighty for giving us this opportunity. Something we believe is going to be, what to say, great contribution to the society, our country as well as the country. Along with it, we would also like to think is going to be our, what to say, wealth creator for the people who join us in this journey. Okay, without wasting much time, I'll try to keep it as simple as possible. Okay, so any queries, I'll take it up in the end. I'll start with my presentation today. Yes. So before starting presentation, I would like to introduce you to my team. I think I would like to introduce Dr. Narendra. He is a pulmonologist. Dr. Mohan. So we three of us now are the say we have started this Respiclinics. There are other people also who are going to join us in this venture, and I will introduce with the time. So today I will be teaching about Respiclinics. What is Respiclinic? Respiclinic is a chain of respiratory and sleep clinics. See, respiratory as a specialty is still what to say, although the demand is more, although the requirement is more, the number of specialists are increasing from now on. When I passed out, I was the only one person, a pulmonologist for the entire state. Today, almost more than 50 to 60 postgraduates are coming out every year as a trained pulmonologist from different medical colleges. So this is a chain of dedicated respiratory and sleep clinics. Sleep has various dimensions to it. We mainly deal with sleep disordered breathing. Okay, there is something called as sleep disordered breathing, which contains, which is mainly what to say, an abnormality or a disorder called as obstructive sleep apnea. So we will be dealing majorly with that. Along with that, there are other sleep disorders like insomnias and parasomnias. They also get included in this particular domain. So the outline, it is going to be the what are the opportunities, what are available, and what is the market size of that particular opportunity, what solutions we are offering, okay, and what we believe in, where we are today at present, what have we planned for the future, how are we going to generate the revenue, what is going to be the financial model for the people who join us, a bit about founders, and we'll take up the question answers at the end. So coming to opportunity. So can anybody tell me what is the most common symptom for which anybody seeks a physician's help throughout the world? It is cough. It is according to the WHO report. So cough is the most common symptom for which anybody in the world visits a physician. So that itself will mark the statement for this particular pitch that the if you go for the market size, it is the same, unmeasurable. Okay. If we start, and we are cough specialists. Okay. The most common symptom for which a patient visits any doctor is cough. There you can see this is a Lancet Global Health what to say publication. Here you can see reported prevalence of symptoms. Respiratory, it is the highest. It is more than 50, 60, 50%. Rest all organ systems are less as compared to respiratory. That itself is the greatest opportunity for us to pitch in our respiratory clinics. Most mismanaged, what is common is always neglected. Okay. So that is why it is one of the most mismanaged symptom also. As a specialist serving in the tertiary and quaternary care center, we end up seeing all complicated cases where nothing much can be offered to our patients. Although if diagnosed and detected early, we could have done much more to decrease the morbidity as well as the mortality associated with these symptoms. Just a minute. Hello. TT. Idano. Sorry. So it is managed by a wide range of specialties from medical stores to super specialists. Okay. Even medical store people also think that they are cough experts and they go on distributing the medications. Right from BAMS, BHMS, MBBS, MD medicine, in peripheries, almost surgeons, almost everybody deals with cough. And we end up seeing all mismanaged cases and complicated cases of cough. So that is where we thought that if rather than sitting at a quaternary care center or a tertiary care center, if we offer our services to the primary and secondary level, then the real purpose of we being specialists is going to be served. So that is the whole vision with which we are pitching in with Respiclinics at this present moment. In India, TB elimination is only possible by early detection and treatment. See, TB, I think most of you might not be, what to say, aware of the impact, economic impact it has got on our country as well as a countrymen. TB affects the most productive population of our country. That is from 20 to 40 years. They are the ones who are most commonly affected by tuberculosis. and there has been lot of exercise, lot of what to say, money is spent on a vision to eliminate tuberculosis. Although our government is trying hard to eliminate TB, TB elimination is not going to be possible unless we diagnose early and treat the patients early. Because the longer a TB patient keeps walking in the society without getting treated, the more chances of him spreading the disease to others. And in a country with a thick population like ours and with so many public transport facilities available, the thickness, whatever we see, anybody who is coughing might be having the tuberculosis and he might be a focus of spread of that tuberculosis infection to somebody else. So if at all we are aiming to eliminate TB, the only way and the best possible way is to early diagnose and treat it. And I can vouch on God that there is nobody who can deal with tuberculosis better than a pulmonologist. Because in medicine, what we say, ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲಿ practice ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, where are you practicing, where are you practicing, what are you practicing? We are and practice makes man perfect. The more we practice, the more perfect we are. And all our lives, we have only practiced pulmonology. That means we are more well versed with handling pulmonary diseases. That is what I would like to tell. At this juncture, if at all we are aiming to eliminate TB, it is mainly through early diagnosis and treatment. The earlier we see a patient, the earlier we detect a patient, the better will be the outcome. And the morbidity, I would not say mortality. Mortality is more or less, inevitable. It is prana. Prana means usir. Okay. ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದು ಪ್ರಾಣ. The prana is the one which goes at the end. So mortality is invariably, inevitably subjected to the respiratory system. But the morbidity it causes, DALYs. What is DALY? DALY, disability adjusted life years. If you go through, there are a lot of articles. I think I did not put it here. I thought I'd convey you in a, what to say, in a nutshell. The morbidity associated with respiratory illnesses is very much underreported. In the reported only, it is more than 30 to 35%. I would still say it is very much underreported because there are hardly any mechanisms in our country to track all those people. The medical record system and all those things are not very well established to have an exact idea of the impact it causes. Although it does not kill the patient suddenly. So that is why the people are not very much bothered about the respiratory morbidity, but it goes on killing the patient on a day-to-day basis. It decreases the productivity of an individual. School absenteeism. Absenteeism is very high among children affected due to respiratory. There are a lot of cases of asthma, a lot of cases of allergic rhinitis, which are falsely being treated as, what to say, infections, and people end up taking antibiotics unnecessarily. There are a lot of things which are there. The morbidity associated with respiratory illness, as you all know, is extremely high, and that itself is an opportunity for us to act. Most important is there is a lack of awareness in the general public about the specialty called pulmonology. People don't know about it because the numbers were less so far. As the numbers increase, then the awareness is going to come. And at least in urban population, most of the people, middle class and above middle class, they seek a specialist opinion. And why not? Earlier there were the number of doctors were less. Earlier, the what to say, the generalist used to see almost everything, but now it is more of a specialty oriented approach. Why is because most of the MBBS graduates they don't remain at MBBS now. The clinical material, whatever is available for them to learn and acquire the wisdom of medical knowledge is less. So the specialties are gaining momentum. As I told you, when I passed out in 2011, I was the only one MD respiratory medicine for the state. But today, more than 60 postgraduate seats are there in a mere time of somewhere around 10 to 12 years. So there is definitely a lack of awareness in the general public about the specialty. There is no rule that you should not see a specialist for a primary care. Whether you are having a problem which has to be dealt as a primary care or a quaternary care has to be decided by the doctor, not by the patient. So if at all you end up going to a specialist at the beginning, he will treat you as a maybe a primary. If at all you are a simple infection, he will treat you as an infection. If at all you are having chronic disease like asthma or COPD, he will treat you like asthma or COPD. If at all you are having a cancer, he will tell you upfront that it is a cancer, and rather than beating around the bush, you can directly get a final opinion. So, primary to quaternary care opinion can be obtained from a specialist. So, it is our vision to bring the specialty for the primary and secondary care. And sleep, of course, as you all know, healthy sleep is a healthy life. We spend almost one third of our lifetime in sleep. And obstructive sleep apnea is the most underdiagnosed sleep entity in the community. Okay, there are a lot of road traffic accidents in US. There is policy that heavy vehicle licensing has to be is given only after doing a sleep study. Okay, that system is not at all there in our country because most of the what to say road traffic accidents in the world are subjected for an or a medical disorder called as a obstructive sleep apnea, and we are experts in dealing with that obstructive sleep apnea. There are a lot of leaders also who have got this particular thing diagnosed, and today they are leading a very healthy and a fruitful life. And we aim to provide these sleep services at a primary and secondary care level so that the morbidity and the well-being. See, I believe in the well-being, the quality of life. Quality of life can be improved by addressing these minor issues, and the productivity can automatically increase. So these are the opportunities which we see as a what to say as a promoters of this respect clinics. So if we go on solving these problems, I think that is the vision which is going to be of the respect clinics. So what are the solutions for these problems? I would say on record that 80% of the respiratory problems in the community can be dealt at a clinic level only. They need not visit any bigger hospital or a quaternary care center to get their respiratory problems sorted out. So there are other specialties like cardiology, maybe nephrology, which might need a hospital support and an inpatient setting for dialysis and for angioplasties and bypasses, etc. But as a respiratory physician, 80% of the respiratory problems can be dealt at the clinic level only. If we deal with them at a primary and secondary level, the chances of them going to a quaternary care center are extremely less. Okay, so that is the main USP. What we are pitching in today. That is 80% of the respiratory problems can be dealt appropriately at the clinic level only. We don't need any hospital setup for that. Early detection and treatment of the respiratory diseases is the only key to combat the respiratory morbidity, whatever we are seeing in the community. As I told you, reducing the morbidity. See, morbidity is something which is not, given importance as a common man. Okay, morbidity reduces your work capacity, your performance capacity. That in turn will lead to a lot of, social problems, personal problems. It is a chain of link. Okay, if these things are handled in a better way, that will definitely help an individual to live a better quality of life. State of the art treatment at affordable cost. I think at the clinic level, definitely the costing will definitely be at an affordable level only as compared to hospital. So that is our aim to provide quality care that is primary to quaternary care at clinic level at an affordable cost. That is the vision with which we are going. Most important thing is creating awareness among general population about the pulmonologist, hence about our clinics, but eventually is a part of the marketing strategy what we are going to offer. So with these opportunities and the solutions, so now who are we? Okay, we are a team of pulmonologists who are having expertise in dealing with all kinds of respiratory and sleep related issues. Team BIRDS. BIRDS stands for Bangalore Institute of Respiratory Diseases and Sleep Disorders. We aim to provide quality primary care to patients by experts in the field of pulmonology at an affordable cost with a patient-centric approach. That has always been our, mantra. And if you search our reviews on the Google pages, you'll come to know that this is the most important thing which we have practiced all these years in our lives. By doing so, we, the founders, feel that they can appropriately help patients with respiratory and sleep problems to lead a better quality of life, and in turn, reduce healthcare costs. I was going through an article where a simple, what to say, one COPD exacerbation admission will cost around 50 to 60,000 rupees. Okay. If we treat them properly at a OPD level, at a clinic level, we can avoid all those admissions which are going into the hospitals. So that is the impact it can have, economic impact it can have if we deal with the problems primary care level. So what we believe, our vision is to take pulmonologists for primary and primary lung and sleep healthcare. That is our main vision. We want specialists to deal with those respiratory issues so that the patient gets justice for the money he pays to the doctor as well as the healthcare system. The mission is to decrease the morbidity associated with respiratory and sleep disorders in the society, thereby increasing the productivity of the society. How we started, I think it is a one interesting story. I think I was also very much a bigger fan of quaternary care. I went on to do interventions. I went on to do lung transplants and was happily doing my work in a quaternary care center. So one fine day we had a discussion. Myself and Narendra, we were working together at that time. Then we thought of opening something of institute of our own. That is why we named it as an institute. Bangalore Institute of Tantra. It has to be a one-point solution for all respiratory issues. Mainly, we were concentrating at that time on a tertiary and quaternary care system only. So initially, as a beginning thing, we started as a single clinic at Banshankari. We opened it on June 2019. Myself and Narendra, we joined hands and we started our dedicated specialty respiratory and sleep clinic. And we had an initial brief setback in 2020 because of COVID. Beginning of COVID, during lockdowns and all, we did not know. Although we are the experts of COVID, we did not know what to do, whether to open the clinic or whether to. So there was a confusion. So we had an initial, maybe we took a gap of 2 to 3 months. And then again, once everything got sorted out, we jumped back onto the floors and started functioning. And it is the COVID which made me, at least, which made us realize that it is the primary, lot of mishaps, lot of, what to say, we lost lot of people due to lack of awareness, due to lack of, what to say, knowledge about the specialty. The people who have come to pulmonologists are people who have come to the experts in the field of, what to say, the particular COVID virus. They have all survived. COVID is the time when I visited a lot of, what to say, on 8 to 10 districts on my own. I trained around maybe 1,000 to 1,500 ASHA workers on how to deal with COVID without CT scan, without D-dimer, without all those nonsense, whatever people were doing. Without all those things, we taught them to deal with COVID, and they were all surprised. Nobody knew that without CT scan also we can treat COVID. Those were the questions which were asked by those ASHA workers to us, because it was mainly because of the lack of awareness and lack of knowledge. So COVID is the one which persuaded us take up primary and secondary health rather than a tertiary and quaternary health. That is the time where I realized the importance of strengthening the primary and secondary healthcare system of our country. And in we ran for around 2 years, and in 2021, I think the real turning point for birds came in with Mohan joining us with an additional branch in Nagarbavi. I think he was the one who came voluntarily and he wanted to join the team. And with his joining, that is the time when we realized the option of that, okay, there is a possibility of opening such chain of clinics where we can offer primary and secondary care to the people. That is the turning point in the story of birds, is what I would like to put it as. I think with joining of Mohan in 2021, then we realized, okay, this can be done. And immediately in 2022, we started our third branch near Jaideva Hospital with the level 1 sleep lab. I think level 1 sleep lab is something which we added to our armamentary. We started the third center along with the sleep lab. So far, we have bootstrapped till now with the help of KSFC loan for sleep lab. Sleep lab, we have taken a KSFC loan and we are running it. So these are our centers. One center is operating since 2019, the BTM center since 2022, and that is the Nagarbavi center since 2021. So this is our state-of-the-art level 1 sleep lab with a CCTV camera and with well equipped. What to say? It is more of a five-star facility kind of a picture only, where it is a fully equipped room where The technician's room is behind that particular cot, where a technician will be monitoring the sleep activities, whatever are happening with the patient during the study. So this is the state of the art sleep study. We perform other all advanced sleep tests like MSLT and other the manual titration facilities. One of the very few in Bangalore. There are hardly any level one sleep studies which are run by the organizations, and we are one amongst them. And we are the most affordable ones. So affordability and the service is something which has always been a center of our vision, and we have continued to. So the current financials of the existing clinic, last 3 months average patients per day per clinic are around 10. Okay. So far what we have done to get these 10 patients, I'll tell you in the next presentation. On an average, we are seeing, that is, we are operating only evening clinics 5 to 8. And on an average, we have seen around 10 patients per day per clinic. Earning per clinic in the last 3 months with only consultations and PFTs is somewhere around 1.5 lakh per month without vision to generate revenue. What so far we are doing is we are trying to establish the brand. We are trying to, what to say, do proper consultations. And if we add consultations and PFTs, it is somewhere around 1.5 lakh per month. Sleep lab is an additional armamentarium, is a revenue generating model where we are only three consultants with three branches. We are referring the cases to our sleep lab with no additional marketing, no additional, what to say, pulmonologist referring us cases. So far we are doing somewhere around 10 to 15 studies per month, generating a revenue of around 1 to 1.5 lakh rupees per month. 1 month it will be more, 1 month it will be less. So on an average, it will be 1 to 1.5 lakh rupees per month. These are the present financials of our clinic 3 branches. So now we are pitching in as Respiclinics and not birds. Okay. Why? Why are we going in as Respiclinics? Because we feel birds Bangalore Institute of Respiratory Diseases is more of a limitation. People might not accept, might not or might accept if we go outside Bangalore. So for that purpose, with if you, even if there is a 50% of probability of people not accepting it open-heartedly, that is why we thought we will go with a global name called Respiclinics. And the name itself is a self-explanatory. Respiratory problem, a clinic for respiratory problem is respiratory clinic, Respiclinic. So that is how we have derived into this particular name. There is no regional affection, as I told you, when expansion takes place, pan Karnataka or pan India. It is very easy to remember. I told you, Respiclinic, respiratory system. Clinic for respiratory system is Respiclinic. It is an easy name to remember. And with the birds as our name, we have got a lot of calls from people for unwell pigeons and lovebirds and all those things. You treat lovebirds is what people say. Huh? So I think does that confusion gets avoided. Okay, it is a clear cut global nomenclature which we have chosen. So what Project Respiclinics is all about. Okay, so far I have told you the story of birds. What is Respiclinics? How is it going to be different from the operations of birds? Is what I'm going to tell you. It is going to be, as I told you, a chain of specialty respiratory and sleep clinics. Along with this, so far we have always depended only upon the OPD consultations and lung functions. The real revenue generating model for any hospital, any clinic, for any healthcare system is additional things like central pharmacy, central laboratory, sleep labs, that is more diagnostic services, and the treatment for those sleep related issues like CPAP, BiPAP devices, oxygen concentrators, rental sales, home care, pulmonary rehabilitation. And if we go on adding, there are a lot of wings which can be added once we establish this particular core. The additional things in the pharma, we are planning to start one institute also, as our vision was there, which will deal with complicated tertiary and quaternary, what to say, cases, which will be filtered out at a primary and secondary care. And that will provide more justice to the patients because it will be done on a priority. For example, if you go to Jaydeva, and if you ask for somebody being referred for a CABG to Jaydeva, they will reanalyze it and say whether that CABG is required for you immediately or at a later date. So that level of screening occurs and prioritization of the treatment occurs. So we also aim to provide that kind of what to say, setup where a person with a higher priority will get a treatment on priority than a person who doesn't need it as a immediate priority. So that is the mechanism with which we are going to work. So these are the additional limbs which are absent so far and which we are going to add in Respiclinics. So what is a clinic? I mean, we are looking for a space of approximately 600 to 900 square feet with interiors, basic interiors, furnitures to set up a clinic space. And as a staff, we need a pulmonologist, we need a receptionist, lab technician, and housekeeping. Equipments for a clinic, we need a one PFT machine, two PCs, plus or minus X-ray machine, because X-ray is something which is an indispensable, what to say, uh, in the examination of any respiratory. There is a dictum, there is a rule by government of India only. Anybody who is having cough for more than 2 weeks should undergo a chest X-ray. This is the rule made by government of India. Majority of the people with tuberculosis, if they don't undergo X-ray, they will not be diagnosed. Okay, that is the reason why government of India has done this rule. And I think addition of X-ray is a must for any pulmonology practice. And some power backups like UPS. We need dispensary again. Dispensary is different from a pharmacy. Dispensary is just a place where a doctor gives the medicines at his clinic level only. Okay. Pharmacy needs separate licensing and all those things. A dispensary doesn't need separate licensing because a doctor is entitled to sell a certain amount of medications at his clinic level only without any additional pharma license. And a washroom is what is required. So pulmonologists for new clinics, whom are we looking for? We look for a good clinical exposure. Evenings, present, we are going to limit ourselves for evening because we will not be able to compensate them financially for giving us the time from morning till evening. So then a pilot project, we want to start it with the 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. with the existing model only. Whatever we are doing, the same model we are going to continue with the additional clinics also. We are trying to take pulmonologists on board with a long-term commitment. Okay, we are planning to offer them few ESOPs also, so that the longer they stay, the more beneficial they will be. Okay, they will be the local admins of a particular clinic. Okay, so they are the pulmonologist, whoever is a part of the respiratory clinics is going to be the local administrator of that particular clinic. Roadmap. So what are we plan? What are our plans in the coming years? So we are planning to add 3 to 4 clinics in Bangalore within 6 months to 12 months time. We already are ready for 3 clinics. We are looking for another pulmonologist with a long-term commitment and the qualities, whatever I explained there, to add additional clinic. So first year we are going to add around 3 to 4. Next, in the coming 2 to 3 years, we want to add additional another 4 to 5 because according to our to say calculation, we can have one clinic for every 5 to 10 lakh population. So if the Bangalore population is somewhere around 1.5 crores, so there is a scope for at least 10 clinics, at least in Bangalore. Okay, we are having three. We are going to add three now, and maybe we will be adding additional four in one of in areas which can cater larger population in the coming 2 to 3 years. Once we are done with Bangalore, and if we are already in talks with a few of my colleagues from outside Bangalore have also come. Okay, so we will be adding the clinics outside Karnataka as and when the pulmonologist from that particular place starts approaching us. So first will be tier 2 cities, then all districts in Karnataka to have at least one respiratory clinic, so that it will be a referral center or a go-to place for anybody who is having some or the other respiratory issue. If not at the primary care, at least at that level, in a district level, maybe at a tertiary, what to say, care level, we want to establish one clinic per district. That is the goal. Maybe if there are opportunities, we can go on increasing them as well. We want to go pan India and reciprocate the same model within 5 to 7 years, depending upon the response and success, whatever we are going to get in this particular Karnataka model. As I told you, we want to establish a dedicated respiratory institute of excellence in Bangalore and one in North Karnataka. It will be a 100-bedded facility with a respiratory ICU, complete interventional pulmonology unit, specialty clinics like, asthma clinic, ILD clinic, and all those things. Thoracic surgeries we want to perform. Sleep surgeries, again, believe there is an opportunity. Sleep labs, we want to set it up in different places of Karnataka as well. And a pulmonary rehabilitation unit. So these are all the going to be the, to say, part of that particular institute. We want to have at least two such institutes, one in Bangalore and one in the central part or maybe northern part of Karnataka. This is going to be inpatient facility. From clinics, we will be going into inpatient facility. Again, it will be more of a specialty oriented only. We will not be diversifying ourselves into what to say, a multi speciality, because I still feel, that will cause more bias rather than, the benefits is what I feel that again will not serve the purpose what we want to serve. We want to tackle mainly the respiratory and sleep morbidity in the community. It is our job and we are going to do that wholeheartedly. So coming to the capex and opex. So capex for each clinic setup. So clinic setup cost depends upon the location again. So clinic in Pinya might be, advanced and per square feet rent might be less as compared to a place like Whitefield or Indranagar or Pormula. So that depends upon the location. We need to pay the advance. We need to pay for the interiors, PFT machines, what to say, PCs, furnitures. That will somewhere come up to 15 to 20 lakh rupees, even if we go for a minimal budgeting. Operational cost, staffing, doctors, paramedics, receptionists, rent for 1 year. I think if we keep, so far it has come out of our experience only. So real time, we don't know what is going to be the rent in Whitefield. In our setup, whatever three clinics, see, these are the expenditures what we have thought of, and we want to reciprocate more or less the same things with minor plus and minus at the new branches as well. Licensing and annual maintenance will come to the 3 lakh per clinic. So total cost to run clinic with initial setup without revenue for 1 year is going to be around 30 to 35 lakh per clinic per year. Okay, so this is the operational cost. So capex 20 lakhs into 3 will be 60 lakhs for establishment of 3 clinics, which we are ready at this present moment. Operational cost for 1 year, that is 15 lakhs into 3 clinics is 45 lakhs. The major drawback, what I feel so far, which we have not done in our existing 3 clinics, is marketing. So the marketing is going to be the major game changer with Respiclinics as compared to Buds. The branding and all those things are going to be directly B2C. So far, the specialties have been reliant upon the referral. That means a doctor referring a patient to another doctor. Okay. So Respiclinics is not going to go with that model, but we are directly going to the common man. So our educational strategies, our marketing strategies will be targeted to educate the common man regarding the importance of coming to a specialist earlier than late. Okay, so that is going to be the major what to say operational cost for us. Setting up a central lab, additional sleep labs, and we need some deposits and all those things for distribution services and all those things. So, considering all those things, that is, I have kept it as a 40. We have kept it as 40 lakhs. Total fund needed for phase one expansion, pilot setup, and run for 1 year without any revenue is 2 crores. So we want to raise 2 crores from the market to establish this respiratory clinic. Coming to the revenue model, so the pulmonologists who are joining us without investment and with only commitment, they will be offered 60% of the profit in consultation and PFT. Profit means we are going to take out the expenses to own the clinic first. And then in the remaining amount, we will be giving this model to the pulmonologist as well as the company that is the share which is going to be there. Total 1% of equity at present, because I realized it. See, 1% will not remain 1%. As we go on increasing the number of shares, the percentage starts getting diluted. So the people who are joining us as a pulmonologist who are going to give us long-term commitment, we are going to give them 1% of equity at present, which is going to eventually get diluted as the number of shares increase. But the number of shares, whatever are there with that particular individual, are going to remain the same. Okay, 1% equity at the present, at the end of 5 years. That is 0.25% each year by the end of second year. That means First year, he will not be getting any shares. At the completion of 2 years, he will be getting 25% of the promised shares. At the end of 3 years, he will be getting another 25% of the promised shares. So that by the end of 5 years of staying with Respiclinics, he will be getting complete 100% of his share at the end of 5 years. So that is the model. It is going to be more or like a ESOPs kind of a situation only. 10% of profit in sleep lab, rentals and sales and lab of that particular clinic. Again, this is a subject to variability. That again depends. Initial stage, it might be offered. Then as the brand gets established, all these things we are going to bring it down so that it will be more of a existing corporate system where it will be the consultant comes and he takes only his share. Remaining will be for the. So revenue generation for the company, how are we going to do it? Target number of patients per clinic per day at the end of 1 year is 20. At present, we are already seeing 10. We want to double it up. That's okay at the end of 1 year with additional marketing and branding activities. Average revenue per patient is, out of that 20, if everybody will end up paying at least 1,000 rupees to the to the particular clinic. Okay, that is the average revenue per patient. Out of that 50%, if they give 2,000, that is in the form of any additional testing, okay, and pharma. So that will be 10 patients, that is 20K. Out of those things, if 50%, that is a 3K, that is 5 patients end up paying 3,000 rupees for the clinic in the form of additional tests or maybe pharmacy and other diagnostic modalities, or maybe some sales in the form of CPAP or maybe rental or something like that. So if we get 5 patients paying 3,000, it is 15,000, and only 10%, that is 2 patients end up paying 5,000, that is 10,000. So if we calculate that, it is coming up to 45 to 50K per day per clinic. Okay, if we see only 20 patients. 6 clinics working for 25 days in a month with this revenue is going to be the revenue model. Revenues will increase with increasing number of patients and number of clinics. The more number of clinics we have, the more number. Instead of 20, if we see 30 patients, again the revenue is going to go up. Whether we will be able to see 30 in the stipulated time of 5 to 8 is a question mark, because we want to give more time to the patient as a specialist. We cannot see a patient like a general practitioner seeing 50 patients, 100 patients. So that time we will have to increase the clinic timings. Maybe we can extend it for the entire day along with the evening. So as the brand gets established, as we start getting more and more, patients, I think that model is still scalable, and that scalability is infinity. We don't know. How many patients we can see, how many consultants we can hire. There are a lot of models, slot model, maybe 3 hour slot for one pulmonologist, so that nobody is seeing the patients. I mean, uh, More number of patients and burdening himself, so that the justice is not provided to the patient. Our goal is to provide justice to the patient who comes and pays us the money. So on an average, even if we keep 45 to 50K per day per clinic, the more number of clinics we add, the more is going to be the revenue. So revenue generation for the company, 40% of the profit is going to be in consultation and PFT from each clinic. So every consultant is going to give his 40% generated to the company. 90% of the profit in the central lab, sleep lab, rentals and sales of equipments. 100% pharmacy profit. And all these things are subject to change as the brand goes on getting its value. So the more stronger we are, the more terms we can dictate to people who are going to join our company. So valuation and pricing, I think I would like to introduce our company secretary, sir, who is going to answer, or maybe he can put a few introverts. I think he will discuss on this. So what is our ask? What's on offer to the investors? The CCPS equity share in the business or ownership stake based upon the investment. Investor return, expected ROI based on the financial projections and growth plans. Exit strategy for investors, potential for an IPO once the company has grown to a significant size and revenue base, potential for acquisition by large hospital chains offering high returns, clear path to liquidity for investors within 5 to 7 years is what we are projecting at this present moment. With this, I would like to thank you for your kind attention, and I will take any questions from your side. Okay, both capex and opex. So 2 crores is what we want to raise from the market. No, we will say, I think you will be guided to the appropriate person. It will be purely respiratory. See, in individual, see, there is a localized symptom and there is a generalized symptom. See, localized is for a specific symptom. What a system. Okay, for example, headache is for a neurological system. Similarly, cough, wheezing, breathlessness, sputum, and all those things are for respiratory system. For a diarrhea and vomiting, they are for a gastroenterological system. Similarly, maybe a burning micturition or a hematuria, something like that is for a, genitourinary system. They all come with systemic symptoms like fever, loss of weight, loss of appetite. They are all general symptoms, and general symptoms are associated with organ specific symptoms. So we will be looking in mainly for a respiratory organ specific symptoms, and people coming to us with that. And people who come to us with other symptoms, maybe we will be guiding them to appropriate specialists at that particular moment. Purely respiratory. Purely respiratory. Yes, somebody, Mike. Right, we are already practicing that online consultations are there. So online consultations so far are very, very less only. We are doing it on request. I think those are all the models which we can go on adding to our armamentarium. So 20 patients offline is what we are looking for. Yeah. Yes, yes. See, the thing is, how that model has come is, see, so far this 1.5 lakhs, whatever we are getting, is without laboratory, without pharmacy, and without additional wings in the form of sleep diagnostic services and sleep sales services. If we add those things to this armamentarium, definitely the revenue generated by them will be much more than the revenue what we are going to generate by just seeing the patients. Okay. Now we are only seeing the patients. That's all. Those additional revenues we are giving it to somebody else because we don't have the practice of tying up with one particular lab or somebody where we recommend somebody to go get it done from that place only so that we get something in return. This practice has not been cultivated in birds so far. That is not going to happen also. So we will be self-reliant, self-dependent. We will not be dependent upon anybody else also to refer to our labs. Now there are a lot of maybe diagnostic services who rely upon somebody else to refer them the cases. But in our cases, it will be purely self-reliant. The more number of clinics, the more number of samples, the more number of say the patients we see, the more number of samples we are going to generate. Okay. Thanks for the presentation. Two, three questions. One, couple of ones on the opportunity. You said there's a 10% on PFT. What is PFT? Yeah. Second is, do you see the opportunity to be the same in tier one cities versus tier two? As a so my whether tier one opportunity which is very similar to say tier two or tier three because in your prioritization you had North Karnataka as opposed to say any of the other bigger cities. Also, if you could just touch upon how you all are currently structured, it's a private limited. So, what is and there's a loan part of it. Is there any equity angle? Yes, yes, I'll come to it. And the last one is on the valuation. If you said sustainability. So, PFT is a pulmonary function test. Okay. So, pulmonary function test is a basic tool of any pulmonary physician. So, no pulmonary, just like an echo for a cardiologist, it measures the function of the heart. The pulmonary function test measures the function of the lungs. So, without that, we cannot work. Okay, PFT is an indispensable tool. That is called PFT, pulmonary function test. So that is, I mean, various hospitals charge a various, amount, at least in Sagar, wherever I am working. So it costs some around 2,500 rupees per test. At our clinic, we are offering at 1,000 rupees to our patients. Okay. It is clearly 50% lesser than it is there in the market. The same pattern is going to continue at the clinic level. That is one thing. Tier one, I think, see, initial phase, it is going to be tier one only. So tier two, we are planning to reciprocate the same model. Okay. Although it might not be easy for us to establish one lab at that particular center, at that moment we might think of tying up with somebody with a maybe what to say a regional lab or something like that, where we can have a what to say samples pooling and getting tested at particular laboratory. Third part, I think valuation thing. Is- Almost every hospital has got a pulmonologist. I think so far it is the single first specialty respiratory and sleep clinic in the world. There is no more, there is nowhere such a model where there are dedicated respiratory and sleep clinics throughout the world. We are the first ones who have got this model, and we want to take this model ahead. Competition wise, I think there are individual pulmonologists practicing at their own clinic level. There are pulmonologists who are practicing at the hospital level. But ours is definitely going to be different because of the model what we are taking it forward. And the awareness, the marketing strategies are definitely going to be different from what is being practiced at present moment. Definitely, I think that is a different business model. This is a different business model. So clinic cannot be compared to a hospital. Okay. The hospital has got a different revenue generating models. Clinic has got a different generating models. We will be doing the business at our scale. And the scalability is infinity, as I have explained you during my presentation. At present, we don't have any collaborations. As the time passes by, definitely we will be looking forward for additional collaboration, international as well as. So, yeah, that's one important point I forgot to mention. As a business model, see, clinics, they don't have any credit business at all. Everything is cash and carry. The flow of and cash is much more easier as compared to hospitals where they are not in tie up with any insurers. And even at present moment, there are hardly, I don't remember any insurer who is covering the OPD services. Majority of the insurers are concentrating on the inpatient services. And if a time comes where they start covering OPD services, then we will have tie-ups with them as well. So at present, only three promoters are there. Myself, Dr. Narendra, and Dr. Mohan, who are holding the entire stakes of the company. So we will be diluting our equity to the investors, and as that as we go on raising funds at different levels, the further dilution of the stakes is going to happen. I'll take the ones the rally. Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Nice. Yes. About how do you plan to, because all the Manipal or an Apollo, all of them will have this, what do you call, branch which is dealing with this. So how are you going to compete with them? Because they'll offer a one-stop solution for everything. So it is what, see, first only, I mean, at present they don't have this specialty clinics model. Even if they have got clinic model, it will be a general clinic which will feed the, I mean, which will be a part of their hospital. Here, as I told you, 80% of the respiratory problems can be dealt at a clinic level only. So ours will be definitely different from the existing model. If they also come up with a specialty clinic, then it will be just like any other competitive thing. Okay? We will be definitely different because we are the first. We will have our own way of dealing with the patients as compared to what to say the existing people is what I can vouch for. Okay. And what about the marketing you do? Affordable. Marketing you are talking about. So what sort of I'll give a small presentation for that also. Actually, our marketing, I mean, head was supposed to be here, but she could not come. So, birds to Respiclinics, what is the kind of plans in marketing? So far, we were reliant only upon this particular Google page. That's all. Other than this, we don't have anything. We have not marketed ourselves in any other ways. So, with this only, we are able to be what we are today. Along with this, there is a word of mouth marketing where patient starts referring other patients to our clinics, and few specialist doctors cross refer. That is another cardiologist or somebody who refers a case who is known to us and who refers a case to us. So that these are the three marketing strategies which we are running, which we are practicing at present. So this is the present scenario. We have got, I mean, few newspaper handouts, respiratory camps. These are all the general, what to say, marketing strategies what we have applied so far. In the present scenario, around the more than 60% is from the Google, around 20% is from word to word, 10% is from other doctors, newspapers, and camps. We are contributing for additional 10 to 20% of the patients. The future plan 2025 is going to be, the target audience is going to be the common man. So far, we have not targeted the common man. So it is the awareness which we are going to bring in with the higher reach, higher visibility, and repetition of the same reach and the visibility. How are we going to achieve that? Mainly, it is the ones which directly come in. I mean, what to say, common man is more engaged in these things: TV ads, radio ads, ads in newspapers, podcasts, and mainly digital marketing. Digital marketing is a place where we have not tapped so far, and that has got a extraordinary power to reach the masses, and that is going to be implemented in the coming days of weeks. So these are few things. I mean, most of the people spend their time in jams. I think this is another place where I think where we can market ourselves. Again, public transports, mass transports, Google business ads. These are all the things which are going to be different from what is present at this moment with the words. Yeah, I hope now I can. Yeah. So, however, absolutely that marketing is the key thing for the awareness of such clinics. Why? Because as you told, 80% of the problems can be dealt at clinic level only, and as this is one of the main USP to tackle for the because yes. So why we restricting ourselves only for Bangalore? Because marketing is anyway marketing. Yes. Had your operations in Mumbai, Delhi, and as well as in Hyderabad. So see, we have this, people are more like flying from north to Bangalore and they again tend to go back also over there. So they are restricting ourselves only to here. This is my first question. Anybody want to start their operations in places like Noida, Delhi, again, where I think the such facilities are more focused. So, do you special maintenance if anybody want to start in Delhi or somewhere else? It will be difficult for you people. That is the reason you're not going. Correct. Yeah, that is the thing. That is the thing. That is the only reason. I think, see, operationally, I think we want to test the waters. So far, we have done with our core team. So now, with the Bangalore as a pilot study, we will be testing the waters regarding what to say, running of these clinics. Once we are well versed with this, then the next expansion is going to go as within 3 4 years is what we are targeting to cover entire India. And definitely we would, I mean, we will be in need of some additional collaborator who has got a maybe some experience or something in leading such clinics, or maybe I think we will be looking for such partners outside. We remember what the Agarwal today is the dream what you are representing now. Yeah. So now everybody, if any issues are there, Agarwal like Dr. Reddy's and so famous, even though person flying from like the here or from Chef person going to Delhi. So if they don't have a local presence, they tend to go for a known brand. Exactly. It is going to be the, what to say, the plan. It is more or less of the same model only. See, there are specialty clinics and hospitals for high, for NU hospitals, you can say for a nephro uro hospital. Okay. As I told you again, nephrology needs a hospital. Cardiology needs a hospital. Pulmonology doesn't need a hospital. Most of it is primary care and they can be dealt with very well at a clinic level only with basic minimal investigations. Sir. I'm Nagendra sir. Yes. I want to tell you the first sentence of your presentation was the patient they are going to visit the hospital or generally for the cold and cough. They are going to visit a general practitioner or nearby hospital. But in the hospital, invariably a pulmonologist will be there available for consultation. And general practitioner also will refer to the nearby pulmonologist. Your clinics are far and few. Why do you think the patients will choose your clinics for taking treatment? That I want to know. And second, what extra, that is what treatment or the what facility your clinic will provide other than what is being provided by other hospitals. Because when a patient visits a hospital, lab, this is the pulmonary testing equipment, all the things are available at the one place. So how you are going to deal with it? And the coming to the cost aspect also, you said 1,000 rupees per patient. Okay. But on what basis you said it is going to increase to 20? And with the present scale of footfall of the patients, when you propose to reach a breakthrough for your investments? Sir, first question is the entire exercise is to decrease what can be done rather than increase what is being done today. So the hospital approach to a patient is different. The clinic approach to a patient is going to be different. Our entire exercise here is to minimize the cost for the patient, providing the same services and the same treatments at a clinic level. That is going to be the US. That is the way we are looking ourselves as different from the existing system, because we don't consider them as our competitors, because there are still people who are going to clinics. The clinics are seeing larger number of people. Majority of them are general practitioners. Whether that cough with which you go to the general practitioner, whether it is a primary, whether it is a cough and cold simple, or whether it is a cough due to lung cancer, is not going to be ascertained before you see a specialist. Most of us end up seeing complicated cases, advanced cases, because most of them think that it is a simple cough, and they end up losing it big time. So there is the difference which we are going to make: lesser cost, lesser investigations, and more impact. That is going to be our USP. And hospitals, although they have all the pulmonologists and all services under one roof, there way of functioning is going to be different and our way of functioning is going to be different. That is one thing. Second thing, when are we expecting the break even? See, so far in the three clinics, whatever we have run, the time to break even, and the expenses, cover the expenses is going to be within 3 to 4 months without any marketing is what we have achieved. Whether it is Nagarbavi, whether it is Bunshankari, or whether it is BTM branch, we have broken even by maximum 6 months. Okay? The same thing we are expecting here also. Within 6 months, each and every clinic is going to break even, and after 6 months, it is going to generate profits for the company. Yeah. So one question. So I wanted to know what is the entry strategy for an external investor, meaning not a fund. Today is it? No, no. Like, what's the minimum equity? No, that will be discussed. Sir is waiting for that. I am just discussing about the operational aspects and the other queries. The financial aspects, that thing will be discussed by Dr. Mr. Subrahman. Sir, I hope I answered the question. You are convinced? If you want anything, I think you can come up with, you can ask, sir. I'll be happy. See, that is the model. See, hospital, how are we different from hospital is we do less things, more work. That is the going to be the US. Yeah, I have explained. 2 crores for additional three clinics. As the number of clinics goes on increasing, our capex also goes on increasing. No, no, 2 crores. 2 crores.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So I think biggest differentiator to my understanding, based on whatever I've understood the business model, is the cost to the inpatient will be very low and early diagnosis of the patient.
yes,
But for that to happen, the important thing which has to happen is to get the patient,
exactly,
the first time patient to come to the clinic.
exactly.
And what is the strategy for it? Because generally everybody goes to the physician, irrespective of middle class, high middle class, for cough and all respiratory symptoms. People generally go to the general physician. How do you achieve that? I think that is the most differentiator for this business model. Yeah.
So that is what we are going. That's what I told you. It is mainly the marketing and branding, where we are going to brand ourselves as pulmonologist for primary lung and sleep care. That is going to be our branding mantra tagline. With that only, we are going to approach the public to increase the footfalls, to bring about the awareness. There will be a lot of activities to bring about the. Mainly, it is the awareness that there is a specialist for cough who can deal with cough much better than the people who are dealing with it.
Just by mass awareness, you think the patients will walk in?
Definitely, definitely. So far, whatever we have achieved is all because of that only. If we scale it up in an additional manner, definitely we expect it to improve.
But do you believe, say, the number of clinics in Bangalore, probably it could be some thousand.
Yeah. Right.
And by having 10 clinics, I will tend towards your clinic. Is it the right assumption?
No, I don't want all patients to come in here. See, as I told you, BAMS, BHMS, MBBS, MD medicine, cardiology, everybody is seeing cough. Even if 10% of those coughs who are going to other specialties due to lack of awareness, if they end up coming to us, then we will be full. We believe.
Sorry
Yeah.
for continuing
Yeah.
this, because
Oh,
it's a critical
please
one to my
continue.
mind. Yeah. Say, for instance, if this 1,000 clinic people will walk in, it's easiest to refer it to your clinic for them to come to you. other than the one which is in your pipeline. In the sense, like wherever your clinic exists around that area, people will go to if they have a cough disease. Other than that, necessarily somebody has to refer. Then the referencing model will come. Where you are dependent on other general practitioner to refer it to you. How do you want to tackle that? So that's going to be a big population in terms of sourcing the people coming into your clinic.
Yeah. So as you said, see, at present we will be serving the community in and around that clinic, no doubt about it. See, the referral basis is already, it is in place. There are a lot of doctors who are referring us cases as we are pulmonologists and we have, not as a brand, as a Dr. Sandeep or as a Dr. Mohan or Dr. Narendra, they are individually referring. So our aim is irrespective of the referral. If at all somebody tells that you have to see a pulmonologist, go to somebody else. The people themselves have to think about Respiclinics. Say, Tanda matlab Coca-Cola. It is like that. So our aim of branding ourselves is going to be like that. Respiratory issue, Respiclinic. Sleep issue, Respiclinic. That is going to be the, what's a, awareness model for, which we are thinking at present. Referral model is already in place. People are already referring. That referrals, we don't have any, what to say, that cut basis or anything which we are practicing at present moment. So anybody comes, we see the patient and we send back to that particular patient. Even if we do that, we will be left out with, as I told you, the opportunity is so huge that we will definitely be serving only a segment of it, no doubt about it. As the scaling up increases, we will be able to serve a larger population. I think,
I still have a question.
yeah.
So I think similar to your model, maybe some other doctors who could be thinking about the similar model of like this, maybe later on the franchise or whatever. Which are the competitors that you're foreseeing, right? Right.
That's what. See, present there are nobody. Okay. In future, hospitals are the existing hospitals. What are they? Who are they? They are the competitors. But that model is totally different from this model. At present, there are no competitors with this model for us at this present moment. In future, if they come, again, the way others are handling the competition, we will also be handling in a similar way. That's all. Huh? See, it is only one clinic. We are chain of clinics. The area it is serving is one particular area. We will be serving widespread. All over the state, we are planning pan India. I think they might also develop it into that model. If that comes, then it will be like any other, maybe Apollo fighting with, competing with the Fortis. It is simple as that. Both of them are really doing well. And as I told you, it is a 1.5. The respiratory morbidity is what, in fact, it needs. I want many more people to come in and pitch in with this model so that it will ultimately benefit the country and our country. Yes. Yes. Definitely, I think this is a very good thing, but we will not be pivoting our complete focus from respirator to sleep. Definitely, we are planning to come up with a specialty sleep clinics only as we go on advancing in this particular venture of ours. Definitely, sleep is a lifestyle problem. Sleep is also, there are a lot of sleep disorders also, which needs a medical treatment as I told you, the CPAP and BiPAP, treatment, sleep surgeries, all are in place. Definitely, it is going to be a additional wing of respiratory clinics to improve the quality and sleep quality as well as the lifestyle of individuals. That again, we are going to take it at a slightly later stage. Maybe respi sleep clinics or something like that we want to do. And we want to keep it limited to only sleep. There we want to add, sleep is not only our domain. There are a lot of neurologists who are practicing it and psychiatrists who are practicing other various segments of sleep. And we will try to collaborate with them and eventually come out with a specialty sleep clinic as well. Yeah. There are cases, there are diseases for whom there is for which there is a cure. Where there is a cure, we will definitely offer the cure. There are diseases where there is a control, and we offer the control. Most of the diseases, I mean, respiratory diseases like asthma, COPD, ILD, all those things are controllable diseases only, like diabetes, hypertension. That is how the patient pool and all those things are going to increase with the follow-ups. It is not a only one-time visit, you come and you go. There are people who, I mean, asthmas, COPDs, they need follow-up. They tend to be, I mean, visiting the clinic at regular intervals.
One fundamental question is recycling. So your capacity will be grossly underutilized if you only operate 3 hours. So is there a plan to introduce some kind of a general physician for the rest of the working hours? Let's say 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So that the clinic is operational, some tests are happening, and revenue keeps cash flow keeps. Right? Otherwise, the capacity itself is grossly underutilized. Your equipments are lying idle, and just because a pulmonologist is not able to come to site, you're not able to actually create any cash flow.
Yeah, that is one aspect which we are thinking, but I still feel our plan is to expand from 5 to 8 to 10 to 8 eventually. Okay. Now we are not going with that model because our company is not in a position to offer any additional financial, I mean, aid for the people who are giving their time. So, as I told you, our vision is clear. More or less, it is going to be a specialty limited clinic only. We don't want to diversify it with, say, clubbing it with other specialties. Otherwise, just it is going to be yet another maybe RX, DX, or there are so many clinics like that. We don't want to, dilute it with such model. Our aim is present, yes, as you said, we will be underutilizing the maybe rent we are paying for the whole day and we are utilizing it only for 5 to 8. Definitely, that again is going to happen as we go on establishing our brand. The aim is eventually to run from 10 to 8.
Okay. One, yeah, one question I had. Sorry, I'm just so.
Would you mind if I sit? Actually, I've got a
Please, please.
fractured limb. I mean, limb. I am not able to. No.
So
Yeah.
this, I'm not wrong, if you correct me if I'm wrong, there's this concept in US which is called ambulatory clinic, right? Where they're going to only focus on OPD. One of the reasons the pricing will always help is they don't have to focus on beds, capex.
Exactly.
So therefore, and the turnaround is going to be like, okay, half an hour they'll just come in and focus on OPD patients.
Exactly.
So I'm just trying to understand the promoter's mind. Let's say as a concept, the ambulatory clinic in India is not there. People have come and tried to do it, but it's not materialized. But let's say you see traction. How open are the promoters, to the idea of, okay, the concept of OPD is clicking. Therefore, let me not just restrict it to respiratory. We will be open to the idea of even having these concept of OPDs in other fields. Is my question.
See, as a pulmonologist at present moment, I can think of only respiratory. And I would suggest and I would inspire other doctors also, specialists, to come to this vision and start offering specialty services at a primary and secondary level so that it will ultimately benefit our society. Definitely, we will be open. We will be open. But the thing is, this model is going to remain the same. The respiratory clinics, specialty clinics is going to be maintained. If at all if that situation comes, maybe we can add a cardiology or something like that. Definitely, that option will be because see, organ, although it is the specialty is practiced by a physician as a separate thing, all organs are there inside the body. See, one or the other, I mean, cross connection will be there. Okay, eventually that model definitely is going to help. Our vision is the problems which can be dealt with at a clinic level should be dealt with at a clinic level is what we feel. Definitely, as you said, if other specialties, if they want to join hands with us and offer the same kind of specialty services, definitely we will keep our segment separate and we will maybe keep their segment separate and run it simultaneously. No problem. See, at present, our focus is only to establish specialty respiratory and sleep clinics. At a later stage, once the model is already established, and if somebody else wants to join hands with us to carry out the same model, then we will be okay. Unless our model is disturbed, we will be happy to, what to say, join hands with somebody and take this particular cause and vision forward for the benefit of our society and countrymen.
I have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
So you mentioned basically about the per patient is 1K per visit.
Yeah.
So in one of the slides where you mentioned I think the income coming from that 20 patient, it will be 3K. It was not mentioned as 20K. Can you go back?
No,
About that?
I'll tell you. Yeah. See, for example, 20 patients come to you, okay, per day. Out of them, all end up paying 1K. Okay? 50% of them end up paying 2K. That is 10 patients out of those 20 patients pay 20,000 and remaining 10 patients pay 1,000. Okay. So out of these 10%, 10 patients, 50%, that is 5 patients end up paying 3,000. So that is 3 into 5 is 15,000. Out of those 5 patients, out of those 20 patients, 10% pay 5,000, that is 10,000. So that means we are covering these 17 patients here only. 2,000, 3,000 and 5,000 model, we are covering 17 patients. The remaining 3 patients who don't undergo any, maybe a simple LRTA, but we just any investigation. We don't subject them for investigation. So such patients will be left only with 3. 3 patients will pay only 1,000. That is the thing for that 3K. Yeah.
Do you have this data based on some assumption or based on your last 1 or 2 years experience?
See, now at present our consultation fees is, my consultation fees is 750. Narendra's consultation fees is 750. And Mohan's consultation fees, because he is there in an Nagarvavi setup, is 500. So once we establish this in this model, we are going to revise it. So, and we will try to bring a uniform, what to say, consultations all across the branches.
So that is my next
Any
question.
day, one patient, one day, per day, 20 visits.
Question, do you have some
In
stats?
then there will be 30% or 40% follow-ups will be there. 150% will be new patients will be. That is how the clinics run. So far, whatever we see, maybe if I see 10 patients in a day, out of them 4 will be new, 3 will be, another 6 will be follow-ups. Why? Consultation. Immediate alignment. After 1 month, after 2 months, see, the longer we stay in the on the ground, the more will be the number of follow-ups.
So repeated patient, do you have some stats like is it 30%, 60%?
See, as I told you, most of our patients are repeated patients only. See, asthma, as I told you, it is a controllable disease. COPD is a controllable disease. Even for tuberculosis, they will be under follow-up for 6 to 8 months with us. So that repeatability, they are the more common patients as compared to people who come visit to us and go back. Even for the sleep apnea patient, they are follow-up patients.
So right now you are planning to open 3 new clinics. After that, do you have a plan to start a franchisee model?
No, I think, see, franchisee is something which we want to keep it aside at present. So we want to have a repeatable model. See, the aim is once we establish the brand, once we are planning to expand it, we want to look for new pulmonologists, maybe at a campus level only, where we go, see them, we interview them, we bring them from that place, train under the core group with the model. See, NHS for that matter, NHS is a established, what to say, healthcare system in United Kingdom. How they work is based upon a protocol. So if this is there, you do this. If this is there, you do this. By that model, we tend to repeat the same thing, whatever is happening at the core level, from the core level to the last clinic level. So that is the model where we are going to train the individuals in our model, and we want to give them the responsibility of the clinic. Before giving them, we want to train them, and repeatability is something which we are looking at. Would you rather have a more experienced general practitioner who can be trained towards pulmonology, or do you absolutely need a pulmonologist on board? What is your hiring strategy? See, again, It is the practice makes man perfect. The more you practice, the better will be the outcome. So a pulmonologist would have practiced pulmonology much more than a general practitioner who will be practicing other specialty. You will be treating UTI also, you will be treating gastroenteritis also, you will be treating diabetes also, you will be treating hypertension also. The that practice is different from pure specialty practice. We would stick to the specialist only. Definitely, whatever limitations, whatever we are having, with that only we want to progress. And with the number of graduates and postgraduates coming out, and eventually the the number of population which we are going to serve is going to be can be easily handled with the existing specialists only. With the pipeline, more than maybe 1,000 odd postgraduate seats are there in pulmonology in India at present. So everyone has to start their practice in one or the other way. So we will be looking for such individuals. We will be training them and we will try to absorb them into this model. Admission. See, I have not come across any insurance who covers OPD visits. OPD visits are not covered in insurances. Only IP visits are covered. IP admissions are covered, and daycare procedures are covered. We don't have any daycare procedures also. Whatever admissions, again, the doctors who will be practicing in our clinics will be having a free hand to admit their patients wherever they want, and they can treat them accordingly. That insurance complementation can be done at that level, not at our company level. Ours is only purely OPD and OPD based management. That's all. That model is happening now, and insurance companies have also got their own things to cut down those malpractices. The vigilance of the insurance, because we do the same job day in day out. The vigilance of the insurance companies is become extraordinary. The rejections are much more than the you know the acceptances. So all these models will eventually be put into break, and there is a possibility that the insurance might start covering OPDs. And if they start covering OPDs, then we will definitely have a tie-up with them. No doubt. Yes, if that model comes, definitely we don't have any hesitation in huh? Reimbursement. Yeah. Yes. Reimbursement model. Yeah, correct. See, at present, I am not seeing any such model in our country. Because Apollo has got Apollo clinics. Again, it is more of a urban, and Aster has got Aster clinics. They are all multi-speciality. They are not special. Single speciality oriented. If you see single speciality oriented, again there is an is there, Vasam is there, Agarwal is there, NU is there. Although they have not gone into the clinic model, they have gone into the hospital model. So I think any other question? Sleep lab. Okay, sleep lab is a place where there will be diagnostic evaluation of the various activities happening during the sleep. There are various levels of sleep, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. So the first level 1 is the standard, gold standard, where it will be monitored by a technician and it will be happening inside a dedicated sleep laboratory. Level 2 is a place where all the, what to say, parameters will be monitored without a technician attending it. Okay, it can be done at a home level. Level 3, again, there will be limited parameters which are going to be studied and which will be done at a home level. So it is like that. So there are various levels, and level 1 sleep lab is the gold standard. So far, no. In India, OSA sleep services are not covered in the insurance. It is a big challenge for us. Only some central government schemes, CGHS or some, what to say, BEML or somebody, they, if on request, they tend to give the machines also. They tend to reimburse the machines also. So if we give it, if we certify that the patient is having OSA and he needs CPAP, then that company will reimburse that particular machine to that particular individual. But sleep services are not covered under insurances, and most of the diagnostic services are not covered. Yeah.
Suppose take an example. One of the patients was treated by you in your hospital, and he refers to someone else, and he's there in some other location, and he wants only particular, like you only wants you to treat it. In that case, how will you handle that situation? Will you be visiting that location or?
No, no. See, so far that challenge we are having already. So somebody who is following up with me. Earlier, I used to go to Nagarbavi. Now I have stopped going to Nagarbavi and I am limiting myself to PTM. There are a lot of patients who tend to ask us for the same. So far, what we have done is either an online consultation or we have recommended them to follow up with our colleague, showing the confidence on our colleague that he will be able to handle you in the same way as I have handled you. And most of the patients agree because although they have got an attachment with the doctor, the feasibility of today's commutation and all those things is not easy. So most of them have tried to visit our branches and visit our doctors only. And sometimes whenever they get a time or if they want any particular thing, intervention from us only, then they tend to travel and meet us. But at present, we are handling it by, verbally only to convincing them to show it to our own colleagues who are working at different branches. And in future, maybe an online consultation or something like that can be. Well, that's what I would do. All those things in these 5 years. So why we are pitching it with all these experiments have been done in these 5 years, and we have come to this particular conclusion that if we reciprocate the same model and if the people get confidence on that, then there is no looking back. Yeah. No.
Clinicians point of
Yeah.
see if a pulmonologist who is practicing in he wish to join your, so basically he will be getting 100% of what consultation, PFT or whatever tests or medicines he is dispensing. So will he agree for this model like 60% of revenue?
That is what. See, people who will agree to our model only will be allowed to join our company. People who don't agree will be allowed to do whatever they want.
You should offer some extra incentive to him because your model, your clinic runs with the help of him only.
Definitely. See, that respect. This is actually a win-win model for a doctor, win-win model for the investor, and win-win model for the patient. So all three, it is a win-win model. There is no scope to that somebody is losing big time by entering into this model. Definitely, all those things can be considered at a case-to-case basis, but still, we feel that we want to build the brand on certain values and principles, and we want the same values and principles to be reciprocated at every center of ours. So, our main focus is going to be the newcomers rather than already the people who are already big players in the market. Exactly. We need to train them and we need to give them an opportunity to showcase themselves. That's all. That's all.
We'll go to
Financials, yes. Okay. All right. Thank you. Sanjay.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Venkat Subbarao Kalwa. I'm a practicing company secretary and a registered valuer. First of all, thank you to Dr. Sandeep for explaining about the recipe clinics, the how it was functioning, how it is functioning and all. Yeah, I'm going to explain more about the legal side, the company, how it is running now as a legal prospect, and how the financials is going to be. As he said, the company now right now is having three branches and it is working under partnership model. Like two clinics under one partnership and one more clinic is under one partnership. And the partnerships are filing regular returns with income tax authorities and are happening. And as you know that it is started 5 years back. Now this recipe clinic, like from boards to recipe clinics to enter into the not only like boards, whatever he explained, to enter into Karnataka and other regions. Now they want to bring the brand. With the brand they want to use, like how everybody like Smile Dental or Glow Dental. Before that, 5-6 years back, we have not seen like that. The same concept the company wants to bring a brand, recipe clinics. Like even now, whenever we think for dental, we used to refer some doctor. Now everybody is like Smile Dental or Cloud Dental. Like that, we want to bring as a brand this company. And to legal perspective, this company is incorporated last month, November 2024, with three founders, Dr. Sandeep and Mohan and Narendra. Okay, the equity, same capital, share capital, it is started. Now, what we are going to do is in future, the three whatever clinics, the two partnerships is going to be merged with the company from 1st January or from 1st February. Like we are going to start the revenue generation from the private company. And as this is the reason, like how now the company is having already the revenues. The revenues, like a new startup means they have to again after 2-3 years they will generate money, because if it is a software company, you have to develop a program or some product, then you have to market it. But for this company, they have the revenues already, and it is going to be started from this private limited company from 1st Jan or 1st February. It is going to be started. And for that, the whatever minimum shares will be given, because they are going to merge the partnerships with the private limited company. And here, as you see that the company is having the huge potential, lot of market is required. Now whatever the amount they are going to receive, it is going to be used for capex as per opex. It is not going to use this money for paying some like employees cost or some loans. They are not going to use for anything like that. It is going to be for expansion purpose only. The money will be used for expansion purpose. And here the benefit of on this, they are not going to pay any employees cost here. Like a software company, you need to have some 20-30 employees, then there will be a fixed cost. Here there won't be any fixed cost except rent. And again, whatever the amount the for doctors paying, there is no fixed cost. Again, we need not to pay 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs per month to a doctor. Whatever revenue they are generating, it will going to be distributed to them. Whatever that 60-40% or whatever, depending upon where it will be distributed to them, the 40% will come to company. Again, you may think that how this money will come to the company account. Like each branch will be having a separate bank account. Whatever the money comes to the end of the month, the money will be distributed, because even the doctors also depending upon this one, the money will be distributed to them, and remaining profit will come to company account directly. And here we are not going to spend again, like as I said, for capex, and all it will be the secured money. You don't lose any money that, because the 50% amount will be paid for advance. Whenever you are going to take for a new clinic, we have to pay advance of 10-20 lakhs, and furniture is going to be spent, some 30-40 lakhs furniture is going to be spent, and revenues will come again. There is no fixed cost for employee salary, since whatever amount they generate, they will get it. Okay, and again, what we are going to invest is a seed investment. Seed investment, you know that, it is only now, right now, we are going to collect only from the generate from the known friends and relatives, and who is having like-minded people. We are not going to for any venture capitalist or angel investors right now. because we want to, okay, like we have a vision, the company is having a vision, and we want to do, okay, like more things. Okay, next 3 to 5 years, we want to bring a brand for this company. And if you see that maybe the cloud dental, or okay, even they got 953 crores they have raised fund till now. They have various cities, okay, 12 states they have branches, again so many clinics they have put. Even this company is having a plan, okay, initially from Bangalore, then other districts in Karnataka, then pan India basis. And also whatever he explained, the revenue model, okay, the revenue model which now they are getting is only through the PFT, whatever the test, okay, they are not include any pharma or lab or sleep lab, okay, all three they have not started. With this only the whatever the present revenues which they are doing, and we got, okay, like as he said, okay, 2 crores they are looking, the 2 crores they are going to invest into 3 clinics. Right now it is 3 clinics for 24-25, and 25-26 they have, okay, they want to have 3 more clinics to invest, 3 more clinics, and it will become 6 again for 26-27, again 9 clinics, okay, every year. And it's all going in a pessimistic way. Even they are not thinking in doubling like 6 to 12, 12 to 24, and it is only 3 clinics. And with this, okay, like the valuation comes for this company, whatever the revenues they are doing now, and the company is again under profitable now. Right now it is a profitable, it is not a loss making company, it is a profitable company. And the company is also having a loan of only 24 lakhs, that is for sleep test. And again they have the assets, even whatever the computers are there right now, the furniture, everything, the deposit, all it is there with the company. And now the company valuation is coming, almost 20 crores valuation is coming. With this revenue, the next 5 years, how they are going to be 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15 clinics like that. And we generate that, okay, like 20 crores is the valuation. And now they want to dilute only 10% of shares. With the 2 crores for that, they are going to be like and going to be issue CCPS. It is like a compulsory convertible preference shares. Then after 3 to 5 years, it will be converted into equity. That is the revenue model and the investment model they have right now. And if anything, again, angel investors or venture capitalists come, the value will be more. It may cross, okay, depending upon the revenue, it may go to 40 crores, 60 crores, 100 crores, depending upon the revenues, the future projections. This is the brief about the company, whatever, okay, like the partnership to, again, private limited, and the company is going to generate the revenue from the next, the first onwards. 20 crores, again, see, it is a discounted cash flow statement that we'll put later, okay, because we will see that, okay, we'll put it. That is discounted cash flow statement. Once we have a discussion, explain that, anyhow, that has to be shared, that one. It is a 20 crores valuation it is getting. It is next 5 years production, sir. Usually the discounted cash for next 5 years, sir.
Clearly, you give us some amount of insight into what's the profit like on a monthly, because I think in one of the slides it was captured at 1.5 lakh interest.
Yes, yes.
So what's the profit number looks like? And on the debt side, 24 lakh is the outstanding amount, and what is the cost of the debt currently?
The cost of it is only 4% is the cost of debt. Yeah, KSF, that is outstanding. And assets, okay, like what again, the founders, whatever they are going to merge the partnership with the company, and they are going to do again the valuation is 20 crores only. They are not going to get again at face value of the share. They are not going to get. Even they are going to merge the existing partnership firms with the 20 crores valuation. Right now, only CCPS, compulsory convertible preference shares. Then once, okay, after, sorry, conversion, it is 1:1 conversion. 1:1 conversion. Voting, you know, not all voting rights, okay, it is easy to, okay, again, in future, yes, yes. Nothing. Compulsory convertible, and it will be converted after 3 to 5 years, 1:1, it will be converted. ESOP pool is only for the employees or doctors, sir. It is not. It is 1%. Okay, again depending upon the, okay, it will be variable. This is 1%. Sorry, because they are getting again the 60%. It is only to retain the doctors. Who? Mhm. It is like per clinic, okay, like 3 clinics means, okay, again we'll give only for 3%. Three- Right now it is only 3% because 3 doctors we are thinking. Then once again it is going to be more than dilute. Yes, yes.
This thing, see, this whole whatever is there now, additional 3 clinics, they are the ones who are going to get the pharma. Once the brand is established, that equity form is not going to be diluted to people who are going to join. It will be just like any other employee joining any other company. That's all. The people who are joining us for the first time during our first expansion, they are the ones who are going to get the equity. Other than that, they are not.
It is not mandatory that we are going to give all directors. Okay, the first again the ESOPs which we are going to give is only to retain, okay, the best talent into the company.
Currently, only 3% is what is allocated as ESOP.
Yes, it will be, yes, yes. Revenue, whichever they generate every month. Profit, sorry, profit only. Profit, yes. The 60% of profit, okay, after excluding that whatever rent or admin cost. See, fixed means, okay, again, whatever 35, 40 lakhs will be allocated to that one clinic which we are going to set up. Then every month, okay, the rent, admin cost, okay, the other expenditure will go, and remaining thing will be distributed to the company and as well as to the doctor every month.
Only one thing, when you're doing a merger,
Hmm.
you're saying 60%, for example, the current structure for paid the doctors,
Yes.
right? That has to come to the books, right? It's not like because you have only one bank account.
We are going to open bank account for branch wise.
Correct. But it will come in the books of the company when you raise an income.
Yes, yes.
So then you have to show the payout. It's not like the revenue will be only the 40% which you're planning to book.
Correct, correct.
Books of the company. Whatever bill entire phone will come to the company.
Yes.
Somewhere you mentioned.
No, somewhere what I mentioned is for each branch we will open a bank account. Okay, whatever, see, for example, if they generate 1 lakh rupees revenue or of profit, okay, the 60% will go to the doctor and 40% will come to the company.
No.
Hmm.
So are you showing the P&L projected?
No, that we will show later. Okay, once we interest. Yeah, yes, 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 yeah.
How?
Sorry,
Showing that having the much space.
but we'll share it. First, no, that will share it. Yeah. 1-to-1 will share it. Yes.
Ratio also you will show as well.
Profit share is 60%.
Sharing.
Hmm.
But ratio right now, like you.
Yeah, that will be shared. Yes. Yes. That will be shared. Yes. Yes.
That's a very important thing.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Right.
So, so there's 2 crores that you're raising. So,
Yeah. No, no,
or at least indicative in terms of how it is being currently traded.
not sharing it, but just discussing it. You may not give it a print or you don't want to. That's fine.
no, it's not there. Okay, we have not got it. Okay, once I'll share it. Okay,
Oh,
we'll share it.
you haven't got it.
Yeah, we'll share it.
So there's 2 crores that you're raising.
Yes.
How much money is it going to be? Say, if it falls at 50% of the projections.
Yes.
So how much runway do you get to keep
See,
the
this-
company floating even without how long do you have?
So you know that, okay, this last 5 years, this company is working, okay, like without any advertisement or any marketing, okay, the 10, whatever we are getting. Now these 2 crores is going to be utilized for 3 more clinics to start, as well as for marketing, for brand creation, okay, as Dr. Sandeep said, through Insta or YouTube or through other channels to get more patients through brand. And again, this is only very seed. Okay, maybe some people may think that okay, it's very high value or low value. Okay, since it is only seed capital, and this is okay as per industry norms. If you see it, when you compare with other companies like Flow Dental or other okay, like these clinics, it's a very less value. What is going to be, and in future, once any venture capitalist or angel investor comes, value will be more.
How much will the advance make 20 patients, 5 patients? That way, and how much will the company retain? Some kind of
See, this is the industry standard. Okay, like 60 to 70% will be given to the doctor in the industry. Okay, where even the like heart or whatever. Okay, the skin doctor goes to one Apollo or some other Aster or some doc. Okay, they will be again distributing that income 60 to 70%. This is the industry norms. Consults.
The diagnostics are
Pharma.
thing which will come. So here only the first three clinics, whoever is joining us, they will be having shares in all these things. The additional three or additional six or additional 10, wherever we are, whenever we start expanding, they will work in that same model. So they will just be taking the consultation fee 70% or 60%, whatever we come to one terms, and then the remaining will be rented to the company.
So maybe if you overlay the questions, what I'm trying to understand is the right. So if there are not as much footfalls as we're expecting, what is the burn? How much is the company able to absorb?
So far, our capex and opex, we are able to sustain it for 1 year. If with so much of branding, marketing, and all those things, if we are not able to do, achieve what we want to achieve, and if we go into negativity of all these things, I think the entire medical profession should stop training MBBS doctors and close medical colleges. There is no way that we can not get the existing footfalls up. Because there are so many graduates who are coming out. There is still a healthcare system in India has got a very, very long way to go. This is one of the first steps to help. So, see, it has always been focused on the tertiary and quaternary care. The real healthcare system of any country is there in the primary and secondary. So this is in fact actually what to say a revolutionary model where we want to take specialists to the primary and secondary care indirectly to strengthen the healthcare system of our country. So far we have been limiting ourselves to quaternary care for specialists. Thereby the footfalls and all those things there is still a chance that they might not be as expected. If we take ourselves to primary and secondary, I think still there is a long scope. I mean, there are many more clinics, many more specialties who can come and still continue to do well.
And that would be a real estate. So where do you think the questions of the next week? Is in road?
See, that is something which, again, we need to, so far our clinics have all been, one clinic is in a main road, one clinic is in the media complex, and one clinic is just beside,
Main road.
adjacent to the main. So that is something which we have to work on. See, to have a good parking place and all those things, where the people can park, it's better to have it slightly away from the main road. To brand ourselves, I think it is always better to have it on the main road. So that is a dilemma. But we feel that if we create a, then the people will come in search of that man, even if we are not in that particular main road. So our focus is going to be slightly away from the main road. So that, yeah, that's
Not a restaurant that
yeah. See and go, yeah. Yes.
I think the question will be asking. So why do you want to look at tier two cities of Karnataka before looking at let's say Delhi, which is a very poor air quality index, where respiratory diseases are through the roof, right? I mean, maybe you don't know Karnataka is where respiratory disease for sure, right? But then in terms of natural step, which has to be
Definitely. Those are all the things which we are, which we will be getting a clarity once we start establishing our brand, in our place first. So then the scalability, again, there is no limit. But to first thing what we need to do is to establish the brand and test the water here in our own may land before embarking upon something like that. Definitely, all those things are on cards, no doubt about it.
Any market research done in terms of how many farmers are willing to onboard to your
No, we have not done any surveys like that. As I told you, our concentration will be to focus on the newcomers rather than the people who are already there. People who are already there might have their own, actually, what to say, aura and all this. That might not come in good terms with the company.
And Sandeep, any doctors are like talking terms with you to start new clinic. That's what I asked.
So one doctor is Dr. Raghavendra, please come. Dr. Raghavendra is another pulmonologist who is joining us initial expansion of our this thing. Two people, one person is busy with the camp, and one person is covering my absence in. So there are three people who are already ready for this first round of exchange.
25, 26, the three clinics are
Three people
covered.
already ready. So
Covered.
total 25, 26 will be operating with 6 clinics.
Yes.
Any areas that you have already identified within Bangalore?
So we would like, yeah. So we have identified the areas for to which the doctor belongs, because if he is from that particular area, it will be easy for him to commute and cover and all those things. So at present, we have got one in Nagarbavi, one in East End, and one in Binchakri. So the newcomers, one will be in that Peenya Yeshwantpur side. The other one will be in the Basveshwar Nagar side and Rajaji Nagar side. And one more will be in the Whitefield area. So we need to tap upon other places where, I mean, like Electronic City, Marathalli, and all those things. As we go on getting partners, we will eventually start.
And somebody asked, okay, 10 to 5, why don't we have clinics? Okay, once this improvement is going on, okay, then even Sandeep, okay, will come out. Then he will put, okay, 24 hours for this company itself.
When we are working for the development of the company,
Yes.
as far as the dedication of ourselves to the entire clinic is concerned, that again, that depends upon the compensation what company can give to the doctor who gives his service. We cannot ask him to work for 30,000 or 50,000 and cover the entire day model. And we are not in a position at present to compensate for the demands of that particular doctor. So we want to keep it evening clinic, 3 hours, then increase it to another 3 hours.
And even you can explain about lab, where we are going to have one lab in one area.
Central lab with all collection centers in all the 6 clinics.
Yes.
One central sleep laboratory, maybe with 2-3 sleep labs at the same place, so that we do 3 or 4 simultaneous sleep studies, and 4-5 level 3 labs. Home sleep studies, and one central distribution for the sleep services, oxygen concentrators, and rental, and one central distribution for the
Pharma. And pharma will be distributed to all clinics
all the
from
clinics,
one center.
one central site.
Yes.
Yes.
It is again going on investment in other areas.
Specialty sleep clinics, and maybe we can come up with a central of excellence, as I told you, an institute of respiratory, where we can have an inpatient facility and do advanced work.
And we are looking next 5 years, okay, it is like how Cloud Dental, Smile Dental, something like that, okay, the brand.
Fully again, see, we expect the retained money will be sufficient to expand it in that scale, and if at all we are going to scale up in a bigger way with the establishment of the brand, as said, why are you not, somebody told me, why are you not directly coming up with centers in Bombay, Delhi, so that you can have a larger impact. If that situation arises, then we might, dilute our stakes and further go for venture capitalists and raising them.
With the assumption that the current 3 clinics are doing, that if with assuming the same level of footfalls there, what are the EBITDA expected in 6 clinics at the end of 1 year?
EBITDA expect is at least 40%.
The value that you're trying.
That value, I will see that.
Yeah.
See, gross margin again, okay, we don't have any variable cost or fixed cost, okay, it is all getting, okay, through patients. If I generate that 10,000 rupees, for example, okay, like 60% will go to the doctor, 40% will come to the company. Okay, at the end of the day, 40% will be there.
That aspiration will be coming after taking out the expense.
Expenditure only, yes.
The doctors will be getting the, what to say, the 60% after taking out the expenses only.
The rent, okay, everything, the admin cost.
Administrative cost, whatever cost has to be spent to run that clinic, that will be taken out, and the remaining amount only will be divided amongst the company as well as the. Maybe we might offer after taking out the expenses. And maybe, I think, see, the same model might not work. Maybe when we expand and we start hiring somebody for particular slots, and will be paying the doctors upfront. But then the 60/40 model might not be there. Here we are giving in lung functions also. Here we are giving something in lab also. That model will not be there. Once we go for the further expansion, it will be just what to say, case to case. 10 patients, he takes 70% of the 10 patients and 30% he will give to the company. Whatever additional things he asks for in that particular patient will all remain with the company.
Yeah, minimum ticket size, we're looking 5 to 10 lakh rupees. Okay, it's all depending upon investors. 20 CR, yes, 20 CR. Yeah, 10% we want to dilute, 2 crores. Yeah, minimum investment 5 to 10 lakhs and whatever it is.
Is there a scope for investors to negotiate that instead of 10%, 25% of market share to 2%?
So this one does what? Okay, what in a pessimistic way, since it is seed fund, okay, this valuation has come. Even if you want, okay, again, what to call high projections, optimistic, then it is 30, 40 crores also is coming. But since it is a seed investment and getting from the relatives, we want to show some appreciation. Okay, it is not like a angel investors or a venture capitalist, okay, showing 100 crores, 200 crores and getting. So since it's a closed group, we are showing this.
Yeah, full time we are doing it already. We'll continue to do it. Still continue to practice our advanced cares in the hospital setting. Present, we are doing it in a clinic. Once we get confidence that we will be able to carry out our basic OPD work at clinic and IPD work in the hospital, we're definitely going to disintegrate from the hospitals and we'll continue to dedicate ourselves for the clinic. So I think with all this, I think ultimately it is I always feel money is a byproduct. It is a product which brings in that money. So believe in this product. And if you all want to partner with us in carrying out our vision, I think can be a part of this. Thank you. With all this, any further queries, any further clarifications, we'll be happy to answer on a one-to-one basis. No doubt. So, to become a part, be clear with what you are going to do. And as I told you, it is going to be a great intervention in the National Tuberculosis Elimination Program. Okay. Though we will not, eventually there are scopes that we can partner with the government also. There are a lot of, respiratory morbidity, I think, see, here question and answers is different. Facts are facts. So what to say, the quantum of people whom we can serve and whom we can render our services is enormous. I think even if we reach 5 to 10% as well as 5 to 10% of that quantum, I think revenues will go. No doubt about it. Ultimately, it is the scale. See, now the businesses have got two things. See, you do more margin with a less number and less margin with more number. So our model is less margin with more numbers. So that it is a win-win for the patient, a win-win for the doctor as well as investor. So, sure, sir. Yes, sir. I'll put it. I'll put it. Sure. So next is we are open. We have already, accounts opened in the name of Respiclinics Private Limited. I think the moment, the investment starts coming, we will start operating. We have already identified few places where we are going to start our clinics, and the responsibility has been taken by the people who are going to join us. So Once the cash flow comes, then the functioning will start. So existing birds, whatever is there, that rebranding and all those things, centralized billing, softwares, and all those things has to start. That is provided to the beginning of the investment. The moment we start, we are going to. The moment we get, we are going to start. Our aim is to launch ourselves as the world's first specialty respiratory and sleep clinic on April 1st, 2025, with 6 clinics functioning at a time. No, I have confidence on the system, and I want to do it in April 1st only. Uh-huh. So that is the thing. Okay, anyway, as the investors have suggested, we'll go for April 2nd. No doubt about it. Uh-huh. I think, so like, anyway, but see, this entire exercise again, see, you might go on meeting a lot of people. See, you are our people. See, we are also at ease. You are also at ease. Okay. So if we are able to convince you first, then it will be easier for us to convince somebody else in coming days. That is what was the belief, and that is why we have come to you and appreciate. I mean, the discussion went on for 2-3 hours. I mean, the tea, whatever we bought at 11:30, I think it is cold. I think we'll have one cup of tea and these things again. I thank you for giving to teach ourselves. I think this is a great encouragement. I think if you see some substance and some vision in it, aligned to it, I think I'm sure you will not be disappointed, both morally, ethically, and financially. Thank you. Thank you very much. Sir,
We'll share it.
I think he will.
Yes, yes.
Otherwise, it will lead to unnecessary discussions. Why is this? Why is that? And all that. He's clear on that. So, if somebody investor, we will explain to them everything in the this thing. And I would request if anybody is willing to do it at the earliest so that we can start functioning as early as possible. Because we are on.
The 1st January we are planning. First, yes. Yes.
Like
And even if any doctor comes to invest, okay, some 30-40 lakhs, that also we have the plan.
So individual doctor, if he wants to, pulmonologist only,
Yes.
will invest 30 lakhs and I want to be part of the
Yes.
company. And we will give him additional equity worth that 30 lakhs
30 lakhs.
and we will give him 1% also of the equity for dedicating himself to the company.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if I'm not a
Yeah.
so I want to invest.
Invest.
So what?
This is the same
So that's what.
valuation.
Same valuation it will be there and you will be given those number of shares.
He's asking what is the percentage? 1.5%.
Yes.
What is the percentage non-medical strength?
So far, we are running the show with only one receptionist. He is only functioning as a pharmacist. She is only functioning as a PFT technician, and she is only functioning as a receptionist. So the next model, what we are thinking is, we will have one receptionist and one nurse who is able to, and carry out those additional activities. So we will be hiring one more person along with the receptionist. And centralized appointment systems and all those things are there on the card. And whatever is maybe an app or something like that. So where the patient chooses the nearest center, books the appointment, and eventually goes wherever the way we do for this cult and other things. Wherever you are available, you can go get yourself evaluated.
And the beauty of thing is here, the first day onwards, the revenue is generating the company, and the 5 years of experience they are giving to the company, the brand, whatever. Okay, the patients is giving to the company. It's
carry 50% of the value.
Free center.
Seed fund, that will slightly lucrative. Seed fund. 6 years.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
The snacks and tea is okay.
something beautiful back to the community and our country. Similarly,
Sir, even after discussing with him, what I said, you are not a doctor, you should be in a corporate. You should not be a doctor.